This week, we're going to be talking about some of our most memorable emergencies on an airplane. And do you think you should stop what you're doing and take off your headphones when a flight attendant is speaking to you? This week's destination tip, Phoenix. All this and more next on Cabin Pressure with Sean and G.
Cabin crew, prepare for takeoff.
Welcome, everyone. This is Cabin Pressure. Sean, what is one of the favorite things about this time of year?
The changing of the leaves, the fall.
Northeast Ohio. We just went from burnt to beautiful.
Burnt to beautiful, man. It is, the trees are starting to pop here. It's magical season for this area of the United States.
Oh, everybody comes here to look at the leaves change. But what's amazing is we had all this burnt up grass, right? Probably 3 weeks. We haven't mowed. I mean, because the grass has been so burnt and fried.
Yeah, we were like on a big drought right now.
Hurricane bands come in 3 days ago.
Actually, I thought my lawn was dead. I mean, it was
I know.
it was so burnt up and so dry.
It gets a thatch later.
Yeah, thatch later, and it just went totally dormant.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, 3 days ago, we get all this rain, right?
Yeah, from the hurricane coming up.
And your grass, it's completely amazing that your grass doesn't need anything, right? You just put water to it, and we've got this beautiful grass now. Man,
did we get some water? It was like 2-3 days of continuous rain, mist.
It's so pretty now. I didn't even want to actually cut it. I'm going to cut it tomorrow, but I didn't even want to cut it. It was so pretty.
Yeah, you're going to cut it.
Well, that's you're not because you don't cut yours. I got to cut mine. You got somebody that comes in and does yours.
Okay, I just want to don't be a hater because I figured out that I want somebody to cut it early in life.
Okay, yeah. I cut my grass. He doesn't cut his.
It's all good. But hey, it is beautiful up here from burnt to just a magical, colorful area. The leaves and everything changing right now, you can just sit there being mesmerized.
Yeah, because when you walk around some of these lakes, we have a lot of little lakes around here. When you walk around, you do a lot of photography, and I've seen a lot of your pictures, especially with the trees and the reflections off the lakes. It's absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, all of northeastern United States right now. I mean, you're going to get any lake year round that's surrounded with trees and stuff are just going to be just beautiful reflections of all the autumn colors.
And we have people actually travel from all over the world to come to Ohio just to see the leaves change.
Yeah, there's a lot of people coming in just for the fall.
Do you know what else I love about this time of year?
What's that? Haunted
houses.
Oh yeah,
man. I do.
Hey, the haunted houses here are just
off the
spectacular.
Hook, man.
We don't have just haunted houses. We have haunted forests.
I was just going to say that. I love the haunted woods.
Yeah, the haunted forest. So they've expanded. It's just not one little house that you walk through. You can walk through not only the house, but like the forest beyond it and everything. That people jumping out, scared the shit out of you.
We went out. We went out to this haunted woods. We're traveling out, and it's out in the middle of nowhere. Right? You're going out of this country road, and all of a sudden you see this little sign, and you pull off, and there's all these cars in this field. Well, you pay your money, and then you get on this hay ride, and they take you down through the valley. And as you're going down, it's getting colder and colder. You get to the bottom, and there's this opening there's a couple bathrooms. So you go to bathroom so you don't pee yourself when you're going inside there. So you definitely stop at a porta pot. Yeah, because a lot of the girls, they'll end up getting scared too, and they end up peeing. So
right.
They make sure that they got a porta pot. But the haunted woods are off the chain, man. They are so much fun.
Yeah, they are a blast.
You ever want to see someone though? Not to interject, but you ever want to see someone? You know this, Sean. Put somebody in the woods.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You don't even have to have haunted woods.
It's the eerie feeling. especially when you're out there by yourself, whatever. That
If you grew
creepy feeling, cold, damp. Yeah, it's
and then you got all these things coming at you, and it's great. But the haunted houses and the haunted woods, crazy. And then they have one. Remember Shawshank Redemption?
Oh yeah,
The movie. Mansfield.
yeah, the Mansfield Reformatory.
Right. They've got haunted. What was it? Some blood something.
Yeah, it's like the haunted prison or something. Like that.
Yeah, something.
I mean,
out
if you're ever up in this area, Mansfield, Ohio, and getting down to the Mansfield Reformatory, it is a wild experience just to walk through there. Let alone just going through that place is just kind of like a creepy, eerie. I mean, like, you know.
Could you imagine being there at nighttime though? Say you're a person that is really spooked, but being in Mansfield prison at night.
So you're saying about this night. We have some flight attendant friends that are all into this ghost busting. They love this, like that ghost show. You know, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
They decided that they were going to go spend the night down there
In Mansfield?
Oh yeah, and then they give them like the ghost detectors, like like they're going around at night, creeping around with flashlights and this ghost detector and all
That reminds you of like Ghostbusters.
Yeah. I mean, well, for those that are fans of that ghost show that's out there, that they're always like places that are haunted and all that stuff. They had that experience down there in Mansfield, Ohio. Highly recommended if you're into that type of thing.
Because they used to have the death penalty, right?
Yeah, all that crazy stuff.
That was Mansfield prison, but yeah, with the haunted houses and everything in Ohio. Unbelievable, man. This time of year is really good. But you know something too is I love apple cider.
Ooh, apple cider. Right down the road here, my favorite apple farm, Greg's Apples.
Yeah, the apple cider is really, really good this time of year.
The chain. I mean, this is like, we wait for that open sign to happen every year. Every time we drive back, because my wife and I are always traveling every year, actually month to month. And when that sign comes out, we've got to stop. We actually transported to our family over in Indiana because it's so good.
Apple cider donuts too. That would be right with Gary, man, right up his alley. But apple cider donuts.
Dude, the pumpkin patches right now.
Yeah.
The donuts being made right there. All that. This is the season right now.
Yeah, definitely beautiful time of year. All right, Sean. I was given a message from a flight attendant about a note that was given to them.
Yeah, what was that?
They had this. It was written on a napkin, and a lot of times during flight, we'll get like little notes from people, right?
Yeah, I love those napkin notes. Those are always extra special.
They're informational things like this person's got their seat back.
Yeah. Normally they're just tattletales.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, this one was a little bit different of a tattletale. Flight attendant had the note, and I seen this screenshot, and it was actually really funny. It asked if the flight attendant could please make an announcement that the person farting from row 9 to 11, please stop, that everyone is tired breathing in your ass air, and that they are getting sick, and you might want to go home and check yourself for ass cancer.
I know we didn't make that announcement.
You can't make this up.
Yeah, you can't make that up.
You cannot make it up.
But it's really brutally honest. I mean,
we deal now. We deal with a little bit of stink on the airplane.
Yeah, it's so weird that people enjoy farting in tubes.
It is not good.
I mean, you can walk through the cabin and like from zone to zone,
like,
it's you get. Sometimes we get the baby smell.
All those people are getting their hands over their nose.
But a lot of times we get that stink.
It's not good.
Somebody's decided they wanted to refresh the cushions on the plane.
There was this little gentleman. He came out of the bathroom one time, and when he came out, he was up front, and man, I mean, it was peeling the walls off bad. And we immediately put our hands over our nose. We were just hiding in the corner.
We're always the ones that get the first of the
It was
experience.
so bad. He opened up the door, and it was so bad. We got a call from the cockpit, and the captain was like, "What the hell is that?" And I go, "This guy just went in the bathroom." Well, his wife was back in row 4. As he is walking back, she yells up to the front at me, and she's like, "Good Lord, you stunk up the whole plane."
Oh, that's nice.
Well, the smell had gone all the way through first class.
Oh, no.
So he's walking back. She's yelling up at me, and she says, "He had an operation to take care of that, and I guess it didn't work."
Yeah.
So she
Poor
goes,
guy.
"Oh my God." I walked back there, and I did. I kind of felt bad for him at that point. But between covering your nose and laughing, you walk back, and I was sitting there telling her, I was like, "Yeah, don't worry about it. It's fine." And she goes, "Great. We're going to be known as the poop people."
No. Yeah, there's a lot of poop people on the aircraft. We can do a whole entire episode on poop people on the aircraft.
Oh my God. I told you before, I love old people. I really do. I'm getting there, but
Yeah, they're so frank and honest, right?
oh my gosh, they will just say anything, and
They don't give a shit.
She took that,
Or I guess he was giving a shit, but one of the two.
It was so funny.
Right.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, anyway, let me ask you one question. For you, what's one thing that completely annoys you that people do all the time on a plane?
Don't take off your headsets when I'm talking to you. I mean, this is like a rampant plague on the aircraft. I mean, every time you come down, everybody knows for one thing, we're going to come down, we're going to do the service, and we're going to come down, we're going to ask you, what you want to drink, and would you like a snack, whatever, all that stuff, depending on the airline you're on, right? But when you come to them and you're standing there looking at them straight in the face, and they're looking at you, and they could see your lips moving, but they can't hear you. And you go through the whole spiel of whatever you're getting ready to say, whether you'd like them to have a drink or anything. And then they go, huh?
But
Excuse me?
It starts way before that, though, right? When we are basically, even before we leave the gate, we're telling them bring the seat backs up, tray tables, stow stuff. They're not paying attention, not listening. They got their headphones on.
They got their damn headphones
They
on.
get upset because they haven't done anything that they're supposed to do, and then you had to interrupt their little bitty movie.
Right. Or them doing whatever they're doing on their laptop.
That they're not supposed to have out.
Exactly.
Because if they'd had their headphones off, they would have known that the laptop should have been put away at this time.
Yeah.
So then you go exactly what you were saying is when you get out in the aisle and you're doing a service, they don't realize on a lot of those planes, we got like 200 people.
At least 200 people. We're saying this over and over. And these people, they just kid you and they're like, huh? Or they do this. I'm going down the aisle and I'm giving you a snack. And you can see that the top of the cart, there's snacks all over the cart. And I'm saying, would you like this snack or that snack? And they go, I'll take a Diet Pepsi.
Exactly. Yeah. Because you're not even hearing.
Yeah.
Not even paying attention.
Not even paying attention. Yeah. Wake up. See these two damn things I'm waving in your face? Pick one. I don't got time for this.
Exactly. Just take your headphones off for a minute. And here's the other thing. You're traveling with your child.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh
little Johnny's over there in the corner. And he's on his little iPad or whatever he's doing,
They're
playing
all
his
on
game,
iPads.
right? Okay, little Johnny, you want a Coke?
Yeah.
He don't even pay attention, right?
They see us coming down the aisle. They know that we're getting ready to get there. And all of a sudden, would you like something to drink? Johnny, what would you like to drink today? And Johnny ignores us because he's got his damn headphones on too.
Not paying attention.
And then he's finally pulling off his headphones saying, what?
What do they have?
What do they have?
No, we're leaving.
Do they have any fruit punch?
No, we're leaving. We're already packing our stuff up and we're going.
I'm most of the time turning to the other aisle across the aisle from that row and saying, hey, what would you like to drink? As they get their shit together. And mom finally tune into current events and figure out what their kids are going to be ordering and finally tell me, because we have 200 people on this plane to beverage and serve. It's
you know why we do? You know why we do these rants? I mean, they're because what annoys us too, but so like an education too. Yeah. Because when you're wondering why that flight attendant passed you up, they didn't pass you up.
No, they didn't pass you up
because two people have a drink right next to you.
Yeah, you were the person ignoring us.
Yep.
And we're going to ignore you.
Yep. And we're gonna just keep moving.
Yeah, we're gonna keep doing our job.
And little Johnny ain't getting a drink.
Exactly. Little Johnny doesn't need his juice or any of that. That's not so important because his iPad's more important.
No, he ain't getting his drink.
Yeah. Blue's Clues has got to be the that's most important right now. Anyhow, the other thing that really annoys me too is we're trying to give you a beverage, and they come on and they're like, "What do you have?"
Drink choices.
Drink choices are like, can you just tell us what you want? I mean, we've done everything. The airlines have done everything. They've given you a menu in front of you. There's a whole list of everything we are on there. Many of these people have been on the aircraft before, so they know the brands that we have and what we're going to be giving out. So a lot of them are giving us those choices, but I will say about 50% of them don't have a damn clue.
No, because you wonder why sometimes you have slow service. Well, again, you got 2 crew members in the back and 200 people. And when you get to row 7, now here's another thing, row 7 on any airplane. It's the hardest thing to understand. A crew member will tell you this. Row 7 is lockdown.
Row 7 is like the front of the aircraft for anybody out there that hasn't actually flown.
It's the economy front row of economy.
Yeah, for those airlines that have those different zones.
Lockdown row. You'll get there, and that person, each person will want 3 drinks, 2 different kinds of snacks, and then they'll change their mind halfway between ordering it. And that crew member is going to be locked down at row 7. Now the person on the back now is at the exit row.
Yeah,
and this person's
rolling through because people are like giving their choices, and these first couple rows are very needy.
I would never understand that, and it's all the time. Yeah, it's every time. It's crazy like that, though, right?
And it's the frequent flyers, pretty much, that they're demanding all this amenities and beverages and snacks and all that stuff. It's a weird phenomena, but it does happen on every aircraft. But once you get out of that, it's just
you're flying, you're cruising,
going through.
Yeah, you're going
until you get to that passenger that doesn't know what their drink choice is
and headphones on. So hey, folks, listen. Take the headphones off when you see us. Just take them off for a second, and you're gonna get what you want. It's a little bit of education. We do the little rants for fun, but it's a quick education.
Yeah, mom, get the choices before we get there.
It'd be a lot faster,
and they know already, anyways.
Yeah, it'll be a lot faster. All right, Sean, did you ever watch a show called Ted Lasso?
Oh yeah, love Ted Lasso.
What'd you like about it?
Oh man, I mean. It was just a warm, funny, situational comedy show that just, surprised you at times.
It was on Apple TV, right?
Apple TV.
So, Ted Lasso, folks, they recruited a football coach.
Yeah, so they recruited a football coach. The premise of the whole thing is that he's a football coach from the United States. And he's going over to coach a soccer team, as we call it here in America.
Football.
For all of our fans out there that are in England, football, to coach their football team over in England.
So he has an assistant that goes with him that believes he's going to go coach football.
Yeah.
Until he understands that football is...
The beard.
Yeah.
The football is actually
soccer. So this is one of those shows that... At first, you're wondering, okay, where are they going with this, right? Yeah. Where are they going with this? And as it goes on, you really start liking it a lot.
Yeah. You like it because the characters that are there, excuse me, the characters are just very heartwarming characters. I mean,
Their personalities.
Their personality. Each one is like an individual personality that you can identify in different times with.
Oh yeah, and they have a ton of personality, ton of heart. Yeah. All these characters have major heart.
Yeah, it doesn't matter with their disgruntled characters, ones that are supposed to be angry, or ones that are supposed to be overly happy, or ones that are just goofy. Each one of them are just like, they all have this really giant heart,
and they all center around this one individual. His name is Ted Lasso.
Mm-hmm.
He is the guy that, remember, what was it? The Millers.
The Millers.
Yeah, he was the dad in the Millers. And if you'd watched that, he's really funny in that movie too. But in this one, he has that personality that, by being positive and having this big heart, how you can change people.
Right. Be a leader.
But even more so than that, he has this way about he turns everything negative to a positive. Even when these people are angry, he shows them a different side of it, right?
Yeah.
He did. And
in some very comical ways.
It was in the first season. Absolutely loved the first season. The second season, it was pretty good too. Third season got a little bit, a little different from that. But if you ever get a chance, take a look at Ted Lasso. If you ever wondered what one person can make a difference in people's lives, it's one of those programs that that first season, I guarantee you'll binge watch it.
Yeah.
You'll binge watch it. When you start it, you'll binge watch it because you just fall in love with this character that he is.
Yeah,
and how he affects people.
Yeah, he comes into a very hostile environment because he's this football coach from America coming to coach soccer.
Well, the owner is divorced from this woman, and the reason why is she wanted to ruin him, and she hires a football coach for soccer.
Yeah, everything kind of backfires in the whole situation. But
you're gonna love Ted Lasso because the personality that he brings and the caringness that he brings for people, and how people change when they're around him. They actually change. The people that were not nice end up being nice, right?
Yeah.
So it's actually one of those ones you want to look at, and again, you'll binge watch it. So I want to go back and to talk about this. About a year ago, they had this video out of this elderly woman. She was in an Atlanta airport. Did you see this?
No.
It was, she had missed her flight. She came up to the gate area and she was pounding on the door. Well, the plane was already gone. No plane there. She didn't realize that. There was no gate people there, no gate agents. She was pounding on the door. She jumped on the microphone and was like saying, hello, hello. People were videotaping this. They had it on their phones and they were videoing this. And she was getting so frustrated. But let me tell you why. In an airport, first of all, it is one of the most frustrating, scary places for a lot of people, right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the travel experience themselves is just a very frustrating, a lot of anxieties happening with that situation. And we've seen that so many times. How many people have we seen? Hundreds over the years, right?
Yeah.
Thousands probably.
Yeah.
Coming up to gate and miss their flight.
Oh yeah, because when you think about this, folks, when you leave your house, the first thing you do is you jump in the car with the kids. Everybody's frustrated. You're trying to get to the airport. Why? Because you got to go through security. You got to get through security. They got to take all your stuff out. The things that you didn't realize you couldn't take out, they're going to take those. They're going to get rid of those. You're going to be upset about that. Then you got to get through security. You got to get to a gate, and you're rushing to get to a gate to rush to sit there, and all of a sudden somebody forgets a bag or whatever. So you have all this frustration, and people are not used to airports. They don't fly very much. Most people fly once or twice
A year.
Yeah. And, I mean, that's most. I mean, they if they're lucky, once or twice.
Sure.
So it's a big frustration. And for some people, these airports are really scary, too, because they are really big. You got to go from one side of the airport to the other side of the airport. You don't know whether it's A, B, C, or D, or F. Yeah. And they have no idea.
And for elderly people, it's even more difficult. I mean, I have a buddy of mine. I always called him Mr. Magoo. He was traveling with me one time, and he's like, I got to go to the restroom. So he goes to the restroom. Well, he came out of the restroom, and he turned the opposite direction of what our gate was. And by the time he realized he was in the front of the airport and realized that we were at the other end of the airport, he's running down, and he came in panicking, probably just like this lady.
Yeah, and go back to her. So what she was doing, she had ran up there. Like I said, she was pounding on the door, wasn't getting any attention at all. She had got on the PA, was saying hello. The people were videotaping her like they do today. Everybody wants to be the next Steven Spielberg, right?
Just stop it.
Everybody wants to throw something on YouTube, and I get that. That's fine. You know, you do what you got to do. But in this moment, after all this, she gets so frustrated, and she does something that we're never going to condone this. She pulled the fire alarm.
Yeah.
And you don't ever do that in an airport, ever, unless there is a fire. You don't do that. But what I'm talking about is the people that were all surrounding there, seeing this woman going through that. Why wasn't anybody this part of the solution instead of the problem? Why wasn't somebody just step up and say, "Can I help you?"
Yeah. You know, this is something that we studied when I studied photography in college. There's this like a point in photography, like when you're taking pictures or you're videotaping or whatever, there's this fine line. Like, when do you actually stop to help the person in trouble? Like, yes, those moments, you know, and especially in photography, you know, this classic pictures that you've seen over the history in Time magazine and things like that, you know, in war zones. But when's that time where we stop doing what we're doing and help people? It's just a very,
it should be human nature.
Yeah. You should, it shouldn't be, that's more important to take the picture.
No. And that's what I don't understand. You're watching this. You're watching this happen. So after all this, that she does that. Just say, for instance, her sister was dying.
Sure.
And she was trying to get that flight, and she went the wrong direction, like your person did, and that happens, right?
Sure.
Because when you're looking at the gates, you make a mistake, you go the wrong way. We've done that. I mean, as crew members, we've turned around, went the wrong way, and we're like, oh, we got to hustle up and go the other direction. Well, could you imagine being an elderly person and doing the same thing, and you're trying to make that, and you don't normally fly? And you're scared to death because you don't know what's going to happen or where you're going to be at, or where you're going to stay. And you're afraid, and you're in this airport. But my point is, nobody helped her. And what happened was, they had her on video. They were saying a bunch of things. And I get that. Again, everybody wants to be Spielberg on this one. And they want to get their 2 seconds of fame by their video. But none of this would have we wouldn't have seen any of this if somebody would have just stepped up and said, you know, can I help you? And then maybe directed her to someone that could have helped her, would have had her on another flight, and she would have got home, and we wouldn't have seen the fire department come out. And the end result was this woman got fined $2,000 fine for doing this. And a lot of people would say, well, good, that's what she gets. And I say, well, put your phone down, maybe go over there and see if you can be part of the solution instead of part of the problem. Because in our world anymore, people are more of the problem than the solution. And people, we got to be more of the solution instead of the problem.
Yeah. Quit trying to be an opportunist and, you know, get something on that phone of yours instead. Just
exactly
being human.
Yeah,
help somebody out.
Yeah, look out for people. All right, Sean, going back, if you could think back, what was the emergency that sticks out in your head the most?
Man, my first emergency that I had that was a just, we train for in flight attendant training is that planned emergency. And I had one back in the day. I mean, we're going to take you back a ways now. This is a 730, one of the first models of 737 100, 200 models.
Oh, the old junk jet.
Yeah, we call them the old junk jet. And these things had a history of hydraulic issues. I mean, I'm talking when I say a history of it, we would have planes landing many a times where we would see hydraulic fluid shooting out the wings and stuff when we land. Like it was
those overhead bins vibrated. Remember that? Those things looked like they were going to fall down.
Yeah, it was a very interesting aircraft, but hydraulic issues were a very common thing back in the day. And these aircraft too weren't able to dump fuel. So when we loaded these planes up with a lot of fuel, sometimes we just had to like circle around for hours just to get to weight to land. Because, in a flight plan in the aircraft it's going from A to B, and they're predicting how much pounds, thousands of pounds of weight is going to be burnt in that time. And if it's not at that weight, it's going to be too heavy, and it can cause, structural damage when it lands and all that good stuff. But so we had to circle, and we were going to have a planned emergency because we had a hydraulic issue on this 737. So we planned for these planned emergencies in our industry, and it's probably the thing that this is the number one thing. This is why we're here. That's why we're a flight attendant, and it was happening on my aircraft. And so we had to brief the entire cabin. We only had about 50 passengers on board the aircraft, and there was 3 flight attendants on this plane at the time, 2 pilots and 50 passengers. And so he had told us we had this hydraulic issue that we had to brief for. And I know every flight attendant out there right now just going through their head, well, what would I do in this situation, and how we're going to react. And really, we don't know how we're going to react until we're put in that situation. But we've done a lot of training to, get through that. Well, one of the flight attendants that were with me, it was myself, another gentleman, and a gal. The gal just absolutely flipped out. She was incapacitated. She started crying. She was panicking. We had to take her back to the galley and get her out outside of the passengers because the last thing we want to do is start making them panic and, try to calm her down. And she just wouldn't calm down. And so we had a lot of time. So that was a good thing, because we had to circle, but we had to actually remove her from the situation, get her and put her in the cockpit. This is pre 9/11. So we had, go in back and forth in the cockpit we were able to do at that time. So we said, just sit up to the cockpit. We'll take care of it. So me and my partner there, the other guy that was on the flight, prepped the entire cabin. And we, did everything that we're supposed to be doing that we were trained for at that time was, we were having the ladies take off their pantyhose because when you jump down those slides, we didn't want the pantyhose to melt to your skin type of thing. Take off your ties. We were buddying up people, briefing ABAs, all that stuff.
An AB, for those of you that don't know, an ABA, what Sean said, is an able body assistant. That's someone, in case you're incapacitated, to open a window exit, to open a door. We brief them on how to do this if we are not able to do this.
Right, exactly. We're gonna buddy people up with the flight attendants to basically partner with us, just in case somebody like one of us, the flight attendants, are not able to do that duty. That you do that. So we have to brief every exit on the plane, windows, doors, all that. And so we go through that whole thing and circle for 2 hours. So you could just imagine all the thought. We had enough time on this flight to actually sit down with some of the passengers that were like panicking, and they were like, they wanted to call their families and all this stuff, because back then we didn't have the cell phones. We didn't have all that stuff. So people they were just, they thought they were going to die. And, I had to tell them, we're being extra safe today because this is a hydraulic problem. We believe the wheels are gone down and all that stuff, and everything should be okay, but we're being extra cautious.
Yeah, and you have to keep it together too because you're already down a crew member.
Yeah, we were. There was a heavy workload put on us, so we got it all prepped up, and we're going in, and we start, barking at our commands at the time, bend over, heads down, all this stuff. People are in the brace positions, the whole 9 yards. We get there, we touch down like it was a smooth landing, and nothing ever happened. I mean, we were just taxied over to the gate, and it was like business as usual.
That's the one thing I always tell people, no matter what situation, if those wheels hit the ground and we're taxiing, the best flight.
Best flight.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't care what happens in there. If we put those wheels on the ground and we taxi into the gate and everybody gets to go home, it is a great flight.
Yeah, I mean, people were crying, people were cheering. There was, all kinds of emotions happening there. But we got to that gate and we were so happy that it was all over. But what an experience. I'm telling you right now, like that's going to test you as a flight attendant.
Well, yeah, because you're in a pressurized tube and you come down and you really don't think about it until that situation.
Sure.
And then you realize exactly the importance of everything that we're doing.
All the training.
Yeah. It just comes, like we had talked about that before. It just flows right back to some people. It will affect them. And it's okay for her because she didn't know. She had no idea how she's going to react. She might react differently if it ever happens again, or she might not even have been there. Some people they end up retiring because of an emergency.
Oh yeah, that happens a lot. I mean, she, to her account, like by the end of the flight, she had actually got herself together enough to like come back in the cabin and land and do all the commands and all that good stuff. So she was able to get it back together, but. We all react different, and we don't know until we're put in that situation.
Absolutely, you can't judge somebody.
No,
not at all.
But
so, yeah,
what was your big emergency that you can think back?
Oh, that was easy. It was my first year flying, and this one I would never ever forget. So we were out in Honolulu. Honolulu has what's called the Reef Runway. That Reef Runway was it was completed in 1977. The runway is about 12,000 feet long. It cost them about $80 million to build this runway. It was really cool out there. I mean, when you take off. Well, when we take off most of the time because we were doing international routes. So we would take off at midnight, pitch dark outside. And those runways, they're a couple miles long. So it's pitch black out there.
Yeah, if any of you've been to Hawaii, it is dark out there.
Yeah, exactly. So we get briefed by this captain. We are being briefed that, the plane's fully loaded, cargo, fuel, passengers, everything, and that we're going to need every inch of the runway to take off. Cause that, 7-4 is like a big slow boat to, slow boat to China. That thing is just like a tug when it starts taking off. So he tells us we're going to need every bit of the runway to take off. And we're looking at each other going, yeah, okay. It's fine. We'll just go do our stuff. So we go back and sit down. I was sitting at 3R at the time. So we go barreling down the runway and we get to right around V1 is what was said later on.
Yeah. V1 is the point of no return. You are going to fly.
It's either take off or you got to reject. I mean, it's either you have to from that before. Once you hit V1, it's either
you're going to fly.
Yeah, you're going to fly. But if you get before V1, you have that last second that you had to make that decision. So what happened was an airplane before us had dropped an engine cowling, a DC-10's engine cowling.
Whoa.
Now, just to give you an idea, a DC-10's engine cowling is right around 400 pounds.
Yeah, and about probably the circumference of one of our narrow body aircraft.
Exactly. It's actually huge. But what happened is it had landed on the runway.
Oh no.
It's amazing because it doesn't have an indicator saying that the engine cowling fell off. So that crew never knew that they lost their engine cowling. So it landed right in the middle of the runway. So we're right behind them getting ready to take off. Well, nobody knew it. So we're barreling down the runway.
It's dark.
Yep.
Can't see it.
And we hit this thing at right before V1. And let me tell you something. it sounded like someone had shot a gun in the cabin 3 times. And it was the loudest sound. We start yelling our commands about bending over and their heads down. Next thing you know, we're yelling this. You hear 3 more loud bangs that came back through the cabin. Engines that are in full reverse, smoke's rolling up the side of the planes. You can smell rubber just burnt, because the tires are just melting.
Yeah.
Everything's in full reverse. Everything's shaking. You can smell the burn. We're yelling commands. It's just complete chaos inside that aircraft. We're going down, and all I'm thinking about, oh my God, we're going to go in. We're going in the water.
Yeah.
Because there's no way we're stopping. And I keep looking out the window, and I'm thinking, this is not going to be good. This is not going to be good. And I was just praying that we cleared the reef. With that plane, I was just praying that whatever it was, we got up enough to where we cleared the coral that was out there. And so we get to a point and the plane comes to a stop. Now we are out at the end of the runway. There's no fire, so we don't have to evacuate the aircraft.
Yeah. So we're jumping up, assessing, looking at everything that's happening with the aircraft because it's been violently stopped at this time.
And we're continuously assessing. We're not just doing this once. We're actually looking around. We're looking for other signs of reasons to evacuate. Well, we had none. So the captain comes on, tells us the situation. Didn't have any idea where the aircraft was, how far it was out. So they had to bring out those little air stairs all the way from the airport. Now, we're like 3 miles out in pitch dark. There's nothing out there.
Yeah.
So we're completely full. This aircraft is full. They bring out those little, those little custom things in Honolulu where, like if you're at Cedar Point, you're up in the parking area and they all load you up.
They call it the leaky or something
yeah,
like that?
Yeah. They kind of pull you up. It's like a golf cart with a big train behind it. Well, they didn't have buses or anything. They drove those things out there. We loaded all these
747.
747, full 747. We loaded them on. It took us like 4 hours to get all these people back to the terminal. We went down underneath the airplane. There was a hole in the aircraft. The first one the size of a Volkswagen.
Wow.
It was 747.
It ripped a belly
well,
open.
it just ripped it open. It just ripped it open. 3 big holes in the airplane. Plane was completely shut down. The amazing thing, that nose was sitting at the end.
Sitting at the end of the runway?
Captain could have, if he had a fish bowl, he could have fished out into the water. That's how close
we were.
Right
on the edge.
Right there.
Wow.
So it was truly the most scary thing that I'd ever been through, well, let's say first year, because I've been through a lot.
Right.
I fly all the time. I've been through a lot. But that was probably the one that I always go back to because that happened in the first year of flying and we'll never forget it. My crew, everybody did a phenomenal job. We were ready to go. And thank God we didn't have to do anything because and I know the last thing that we want to do, we do not want to evacuate. We want to pull up to the gate. We want to get off. We do not want to do any of that.
No, that's the last thing you ever want to do as a flight attendant is evacuate that aircraft.
No, we'll do it, but that's the last thing we want to do.
Yeah, that sounds like a freaking crazy experience. I mean, I get chills just thinking about it, like the whole everything you said right there. That's like everything that's happened, all the people panicking, the passengers not knowing, you not knowing, everybody not knowing.
Smelling the the one thing I forgot when the rubber burnt off those things was you've heard this high pitched sound and you knew the rubber was gone.
Yeah.
We were down the metal.
On the metal.
Yeah, wow. and that was probably one of the most eerie things because I'm sitting there thinking, this isn't good. But anyway, that was the one thing that I could sit there and say that, I will never forget that emergency as long as I live. So, I mean, those were 2 that stuck out of our minds, right?
Yeah, those are 2 major experiences that both of us are going to remember for the rest of our lives. I mean, that first emergency is always that one that's going to stick with you.
All right, I'm gonna love to go to this destination because I already know something that you absolutely love in this destination, and you're gonna have a lot of fun talking about it.
Oh, yeah.
Phoenix area, Sean.
Phoenix, Arizona.
Phoenix,
man,
Arizona.
It is an amazing destination. Yeah, not only is the greater Phoenix, Arizona area has so many cities and stuff around it that you can visit. One of my favorite spots to go to when I lay over in Phoenix is Little Miss Barbecue.
That boy loves barbecue.
Oh my gosh. When you get into food, first of all, I mean, my experience every time I go to a destination, I'm Googling, I'm looking for places to eat. I want to know where the locals are eating. I want to look for places, but this happened to me by accident. I was just like on this layover and Googled, I was just trying to figure out some place to eat. And I find this little barbecue place and talk to the crew, and we all head over to this barbecue. And it's in this like industrial part of, I'm talking like, this doesn't even look like a restaurant. It looks more like a one of those auto wreck players you like get some parts from or something like that. I mean, that's the area that this is located in. But we walked into this area, and then the van driver said, "Oh yeah, you've never been there? You should go. This is really good." Well, we get there, the crew walks in, we see all these barbecue pits, everything's smelling good. I mean, the food was off the chain. It was amazing. I'm talking, they didn't have much left because they were like, we normally run out of food. We do have some food left, but we normally run out of food by like noon. I'm like, what? I mean, he goes, yeah, you just missed the line. I get evidently they had lines like down the block that they have every day there. So we grabbed what they had left. Some pulled pork, some brisket was still there, but they made these homemade pecan pies. Oh my God, good grief. I mean,
that's the one thing about Sean. I'm telling you, any place that we want, he knows where the good food's at.
Yeah, I mean, anyways, this is the greatest part of the story here. We sit down, the owner comes over, he's asking us how you like this, all this stuff, and he's like, "Do me a favor, pull up Yelp for me." He goes, "Can you put in Little Miss Barbecue in Yelp for us?" We do this. This Little Miss Barbecue at the time is number one in the United States.
Wow.
I'm not talking about Phoenix.
No,
I'm talking
that's
about
crazy.
the entire United States. It's the number one ranked restaurant. I'm thinking if you're looking at the industrial, beautiful place that we're in, it doesn't look like it should be the number one, but the food was number one.
Yeah, but that's the main thing, right?
Yeah, it was out of control. I mean, if you get a chance to be in Phoenix area, they have 2 restaurants. Get to Little Miss Barbecue.
What about Old Town?
Yeah, Old Town Scottsdale. That's another hot destination. Get there. Anywhere you walk, knickknack shops, restaurants, the food all over Phoenix is just amazing. I mean, there's so many gourmet restaurants and different places to eat there. It is just a wonderful, wonderful place to visit. And also in that area, right outside, and why I say the Phoenix metro area, I mean, Phoenix is, the downtown Phoenix, it has a lot of life and food and all that stuff too. But right at the end of the runway there is the Tempe, Arizona is right there, which is the home of Arizona State University, my alma mater. And one of the things they have there that I would highly recommend to any of you, because there's only 3 places in the United States that has this. This is like the future coming at us. They have autonomous cars, a company called Waymo, cars that are self-driving that drive you all over. So it's instead of having Uber, you can have Waymo, and they just pull up, and the app tells you where to pick it up, and it pulls up, has entertainment, all that stuff in the car. It's a wild experience.
I'm not doing that, Sean. There ain't nobody there. Hey, first of all, I rarely ever let somebody drive me anywhere. I'll be damned if I'm gonna let nobody drive me somewhere.
It's the craziest thing because when you're around that area, you're going to see them in Scottsdale. You're going to see them all over Phoenix area. These cars, because there are only one type. They're like these black and white, and they have cameras all over them. But they're driving everywhere, and sometimes you see people in them. Sometimes a lot of times you don't. But It's an experience. Definitely check it out. I mean, it's the future, man. This is what's happening.
I look over there and there's nobody in the car that's driving.
Don't be like that guy that I know. Like used to have my friends who was like, I ain't using an ATM. There ain't no way I'm getting the money out of a machine. It's gonna happen, people.
It might happen.
Embrace the technology.
But ain't nobody's driving. Yeah, I'm driving myself. You're good.
Yeah. So the other thing too, in the Phoenix area, I mean, everybody that's a golfer out there knows that it's golf mecca. I mean, there's so many good golf courses. TPC of Arizona, the Waste Management tournament that happens every year, the crazy hole 3 there, par 3 that everybody talks about. It's so much good golf there. Other thing that's real close to the airport is Botanical Gardens. You can walk to those botanical gardens. They have like a desert shape. I mean, first of all, Phoenix is nothing but a big desert.
Yeah, all the flight attendants, they love one thing though.
What's that?
Shopping.
Yeah, there's so much shopping there. I mean, anything you want, especially like in Scottsdale. Whew.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That's the one thing that they talk about all the time is the shopping in Arizona. I mean, Phoenix area, this is crazy.
Yeah. Every time I go out to Phoenix, in fact, there's like stores and brands that I like to buy. Like one of my favorite is Shady Rays. I mean, have you ever heard of Shady Rays?
No.
I mean, Shady Rays. Here's a little tip for everybody. Shady Rays are a very nice sunglasses. All of them are around $50, right in that rate, $50 to $100 range. And this is the beauty of them. If you break them, lose them, damage them, they'll replace them.
Really?
It's unbelievable. I mean, Gary can look right. There's the shelf right behind me here where we're at right now that has a whole stack of Shady Rays behind me. Shady Rays is amazing, but they have a store out there. Definitely check them out. You guys will not be upset with that.
Shady Rays.
Yep, Shady Rays. So anyways, the quote of the day. We're going to end our show here. And as we always do, with a little quote. And I've got the quote this time. There's something more valuable than money. And that's time. You can always make more money, but you cannot make more time.
Nope, you definitely can't do that. We appreciate every minute of the day.
Yeah. I mean, you got to appreciate life and everything that you got and all the time that we got to enjoy one another in it.
And as soon as we get out of here, I'm going back outside. I'm going to enjoy the rest of the day because it is gorgeous in Northeast Ohio. So again, folks, thank you very much for everyone listening. We appreciate it. Again, keep messaging us, keep sending us the fan info.
Yeah, tell us what you want to hear. We're happy to accommodate anybody. If you want to be on the show or you want to be a guest on the show, contact us as well.
Yep.
We're happy to get you.
And all the crews out there, everybody fly safe. And we hope that we'll see you back here at Cabin Pressure.
Yeah, be good to one another. Thank you for listening to Cabin Pressure with Sean and G. Be sure to subscribe, message us, tell us what you'd like to hear. And if you'd like this podcast, please give us a 5-star rating on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your podcasts.